Another player that I'm pretty sure was being viewed more than anybody out there was Trey Lance, and we talked about that last week. One of the players to keep our eyes on, and it didn't seem like from most reports it was a great day for either Lance or Rush. But kind of your take on the backup quarterback situation as the Cowboys opened up camp.
It was not a great day for either one of the backups, but I will say this: it's less concerning, if concerning at all, for Cooper Rush, because we know what Cooper Rush is. Right, you know what you get from Cooper Rush, and to be honest, Cooper Rush could have another couple of bad days, and you're still not going to be worried, so to speak, about Cooper Rush, because Cooper Rush is going to be the game manager that you need him to be if he goes into the game, which you hope never happens. But it's Trey Lance that has all the pressure on him. There's no pressure on Cooper Rush. He's the incumbent. He's the one that is proven. He's the one that's been here the longest, and he has to be beat out. Trey Lance is the one that has to do the beating out of Cooper Rush, and yesterday was rough for him. A couple of good throws he made, and let me preface it this way because I want to qualify it the right way. If you go back and look at the receipts that I dropped on Twitter during mandatory minicamp, I made a note that he looked infinitely more confident, more decisive with his throws. He was making some tight window throws. That Trey Lance didn't show up yesterday in day one. I don't know if it's day one Oxnard news nerves, I should say, because keep in mind, he was traded for in late August. So he wasn't in Oxnard. Okay. So this is his first Cowboys training camp. So maybe a little bit wide-eyed because he was a little bit indecisive. He didn't pull the trigger on a couple of throws quickly enough that he should have. I don't think he realized that the windows were closed as quickly as they did close, but they did because the Cowboys secondary is not for games. Okay. When that window is there, you got to pull the trigger, and he didn't, and it resulted in a throwaway a couple of times. And on another occasion, he had to run out of bounds just after he passed the line of scrimmage. So mixed bag, couple of good throws, couple of dead plays, a short yardage run. Nothing really that you want to write home about. He's really going to have to build a good day today and then stack on that. So Trey Lance, he's off to a rough start, but based on what I saw in minicamp, he has more he can bring. He just needs to bring it.
Just deciphering a little bit what you're saying there, it sounds like the processing. I had brought this up, I think, with Vach yesterday. That's something that he doesn't have enough reps on film to really get a good grasp at, and he can throw the ball pretty as all he wants. He can have the strongest arm. He can have all the athleticism that he wants. But the processing part is really what separates quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I think he's just going to have to go through these growing pains in camp and get out there and make mistakes in preseason. So by the time hopefully we get to the end of camp and preseason, he has the experience of knowing, okay, that window does not stay open for 3 seconds, right? So I got to get off of this read and go here. And if that's the case, then I think we will definitely see a better Trey Lance. But it doesn't shock me that early on it was a bit fast for him.
And it was. And even though what was a little bit concerning was you have to keep in mind as well, they didn't run full team drills yesterday. These were 7-on-7. So once full team drills start, it's only going to become more difficult. Yep. So that's why it's incumbent upon him to go ahead and get those Oxnard nerves out of the way yesterday and really start getting to showing what he can do effective immediately, hopefully as early as today. I'll be watching him again today. And because once full team drills come, those windows aren't going to expand. They're only going to get shorter, especially if he gets he's going to get the second team drills as well. So yesterday he was getting some third team work, some second team work, but Cooper was getting a lot of the second team work. But once that flips and Trey starts getting the bulk of the second team rep, which is the expectation, and then that goes to full team drills, well, you're not going to have even as much time as you had on day one. You're going to have less to pull that trigger. So it's like you said, it's the mental processing. He just needs to speed that up. And to a degree, I think it's also just, like I said, a little bit wide-eyed because day one, Oxnard, with all of the media and everybody's cameras up on you,
yeah,
it's not the same as when you're at the Star and you're just kind of tossing around to a few cameras. I mean, this is national media in addition to local beat writers, in addition to the environment. So, again, I'll give him a little bit of grace in the aspect of maybe it was day one Oxnard nerves, but I expect to see better because I know he can do better. I saw him do better in practices out in Frisco, so he's got to translate that out to Oxnard or he's going to be in some trouble.